What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the one, the only, the WyOriginal Podcast, brought to you by your host, Jarrod Burton.
Angel Maldonado.
Dominic Syracuse.
Make sure you understand this. This is the voice for the state.
The voice of the state.
Yeah. And just to prove that, we got some of the state's best musicians hanging out with us in the studio right now.
Big announcements with that, too.
Yeah. You want to introduce our guest, Mr. Maldonado?
It's the VanteSlayedIt and Pocketbook Prophet.
On
the set. Wyoming Waves studio is in the building.
Love it.
Right now.
Give it up.
Now.
Give it up.
Right now. Well deserved, too. Well deserved to be here. Putting in that work as usual. You can say that.
Yes.
More consistently. You know what I mean? You can say that the work has been putting in. And honestly, a big reason why we're here today is because of a big show announcement that Lincoln is doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if anybody's watching this, heard of this underground musician named Ice Cube.
Yeah, he just came out,
right? Just came out.
A couple months
been
ago.
Around, you know. I think he might.
Dabble in rap.
He might make it. I think he could go somewhere.
I got a feeling.
This Cube fellow.
Yeah.
I think anyway. No. Ice Cube's coming back.
Ice Cube on his way back.
Not only did he love it so much last year when he came around the same time, he was like, "I'm coming back again." Right?
Man.
I love that. And we talked about this the first time, but I love that big artists are now like coming to see like, hey, there's a scene. I know we ain't Denver, but there's a scene here, And honestly, and I looked at this. We have a bigger music scene happening here. You count CFD, the stuff that's going on in Lincoln, than Fort Collins and Loveland got.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So
we're doing more stuff. And the coolest part is we have had a local underground scene that we've been a part of for such a long time. Right? Long time. And we'll get into more of that in the podcast. But the thing is, there's some huge rising stars. And these two gentlemen right here are two of those rising stars.
Absolutely.
So much so that this isn't even their first time opening up for Ice Cube. What? This is their second time opening up for Ice Cube.
2 times.
Yeah. At this point, it's like old news. You know what I mean? We're so excited for you opening up for Ice Cube. I mean,
it's that Michael Jordan step
That's right.
Bro.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a three-peat.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just saying, you had to go back to back first. You know what I'm saying?
No,
yeah.
It's a big blessing, honestly. I mean, the first time for sure, I was doing a backflip, just be able to hear that news. But I mean, the second time I didn't ever expect or guarantee anything, but to hear it again was crazy.
And hold on a second. By the way, he's talking real quick. This Pocketbook Prophet for real. Like give it up for my man's right here. Pocketbook Prophet. On the mic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's Pocketbook right there. Just in case you don't know, because a lot of people say they don't know what's going on in our community.
Right.
And that's why this platform is so available and unique, because now you know.
Exactly.
If they don't know by now, they choose.
So
you don't have to watch.
Willful ignorance at that point.
First of all, let's do this. For anybody who might not know you, which would be very difficult to do at this point if you're in the local music scene, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, and then let's talk about a little bit of the road that led to opening up for Ice Cube twice and all the amazing stuff in between.
Let's do this.
Me first? All right. I go by Pocketbook Prophet. I started this 12 years ago. I've been working. I always wanted to involve my life in music. So I didn't necessarily know that the hip hop lane was going to be my lane, but when I found it, I instantly knew. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to pursue for the rest of my life.
So right after country music, you tried rap.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. This is the one.
Punk rock.
No, that was punk rock.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I had the long metal hair.
I love it.
When I found out that I could combine all the genres of music that I liked, and especially as a producer, and starting to understand that, some of my favorite records that are hip hop records were sampled from old country.
Exactly, absolutely.
Stuff like that. Just the incorporation of all the music. I just wanted to continue to follow it, so I started this career here, and when there was really nothing venue wise.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of live shows going
Yep.
on unless if you were in Tim's basement. Shout out Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Good job, Tim.
Way to go.
Yeah,
I remember Tim.
he was the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one
yeah,
doing
yeah.
stuff.
No, I know.
But it started at the Redwood.
Yeah,
A lot of Redwood shows. I did a lot of open
the
mics down in Fort Collins. I did stuff with
Trev Rich,
Black
Rich.
Pegasus down in Colorado.
The Peg, man, that's before. Everybody's got to be before I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing that probably about 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been around for a good long while. How long have you guys been involved with the presidential? How long have you guys been involved with Angel?
For like 13 years, I think it was. 13.
Man.
How long have you
Well,
been?
if we're going back, I think we've all met at Facts about 13 years ago. No question.
Right.
And then on top of that, my first shot when Vante was just starting, I guess, doing his music, taking it serious, having his jobs on the side, coming by getting his cuts at Capitol Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
That was
You know what I'm
back in the
saying?
When
day.
they had the barbecue
This is a
shop
tattoo
over there.
barbershop.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah.
First one. Yo,
Yeah.
first tattoo barbershop in Cheyenne and Wyoming as a whole.
That's right.
But and then just uniquely starting to bring in the Funeral Fridays, which we never got to do that. But
But we got it with Prophet.
Prophet was on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
Actually, also I recorded my first song ever at Presidential.
Nice.
and
The
big
first
Look
shout
at
out,
that history, baby.
big shout out to my
History.
brother Drop. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Making a lot of that stuff happen and working with a lot of the artists in the very, very beginning. And then we did a nice little showcase of the Forever West Wild Fest.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was all about local artists. And then the headliner for that was Trev Rich.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
that's what we had more of an understanding of, like, wow, we starting to come together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I love it.
And even in that was tough because, everybody wanted the number one spot. You know what I mean?
Right,
And clearly
right.
at that time, everybody's doing their own thing. But that show right there showed me that it could come together.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Because we all did come together that time. And for whatever reasons, things happen. Look at where we're at today, right? People keep on putting in that work.
Yeah.
People could still be branching off, but we still all working together.
I love
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now,
Yes.
it's cool. But yeah, great history, even since I moved here. You know what I mean? And then just bringing in the scene from our angle of presidential
Right.
and able to work and tap in with everybody. And it's been magical, man. Like, big things happen. Like Pocketbook was saying, what venues were really here? When we did our first show, it was Corey Guns in the Atlas.
Oh,
You know what I mean? We did Corey Guns.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was like, we didn't have many venues to choose from.
Yes.
Then we did Mozzie.
Mozzie
You know what
over at
We had the VFW.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? No other venues wanted us, you know what I'm saying? But we
yeah.
brought Mozzie in town, you know
That's
what I'm saying?
That was
Like-
the first time I was on a mic. Was that Mozzie show?
I love it.
Really?
Yeah, that
No,
was the
facts.
first.
So it's just, like, we were tapping in, we're working together. And I remember working with these guys, individuals. Now they're together, doing bigger things, got a studio, you know what I'm saying? And like blowing up, bro. Like,
That's dope.
so shout out to them, man. Love to that. You
That's
know
what
what I mean?
I'm saying.
That's what it takes.
I'm saying.
So y'all started separate, and then well, let's hear your story because
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Let's
name
go.
is VanteSlayedIt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it is, though.
I've been doing music for a long time, 13 years. Always loved writing music, even in class when I wasn't paying attention to teachers or whatnot.
That's the way to do
Yeah,
it.
that's
But
like all the legends.
Yeah.
you get your creative flow through that. But I've always wanted to make music, whether it be from instruments or vocals or even just writing. I just wanted to bring something to the table and make sure there was always something there at the table so there could be something created. And now I started rapping, doing a lot of rapping, started doing a lot of shows. The Mozzie, the Trev Rich. I've opened up for Chris Webby. We did the Coolio show.
Yeah.
King ISO. We've done a lot of shows, and then it was more trying to develop it into something more where it's like we already know it's bigger than ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's,
Facts.
how can we make our area a little bit, more professional? What can we do? You know what I mean? And the studio was like the main key. Starting something new. Bringing all genres in, looking at all different types of opportunities, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Big
yeah,
facts.
and then just kind of lock in, doing the open mics every Wednesday. at the
Right,
Blue
right.
Raven. Shout out to Rick at the Blue Raven for always holding us down.
Shout out,
Yeah,
Rick.
shout out, Rick.
Love it.
We were doing showcases. I think one of the main reasons we got the Ice Cube opportunity the first time we did the showcase at the Lincoln, and it was a hip hop showcase, and there was a lot of acts, and we did the first showcase separate, I believe, and then the next one we did together. And then when we did the next one together, the energy was pretty good. I don't, it maybe just a formula, not rapping over background vocals and engaging
more
with
people on stage.
Yeah.
Just that whole charisma factor we brought there, and we just kept riding with it. We didn't let go of it.
I like it.
Now we're here, back at it again.
That's it.
So are y'all officially a duo, or?
We have an album. We have a collab album.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely our collaborative projects, and then
we got more on the way.
Dope.
Yeah. Music together.
I like it. Okay.
Like a group name.
So you know, like Outcast.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, see, here's the thing. So all of us have been involved in the local music scene one way or another. You know what I mean? Like I grew up. I'm the oldest person at this table. Right?
Is that true?
I think so.
Wait a
honestly,
minute.
he probably is, because he was a 12-year-old genius.
That's right.
That's
You've
right.
been a 12-year prodigy for years.
I'm not gonna throw names. I know that Jarrod is, in those upper 30s,
20s.
right?
Okay, yeah,
Something
sure.
like that.
Okay.
Listen, bro, let's just keep it.
I know that Angel is a little beyond that, a little more matured like wine. You know
right.
what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't say anything
And then
that's wrong.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it because I look good for my age. I am 76 years old. So I've been in Cheyenne.
Well
I'm
experienced.
gonna keep it a buck, man. I'm telling, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Telling.
No, I'll just play it. But no, I grew up in Cheyenne, and in our teenage years, we used to have what was called the Sheriff's Posse, right? And that was outside of town. That was in the emo days. That was in like the emo screamo days. And we'd have these emo screamo shows out there that were trying to get shut down by the city all of the time.
And it was called what? What was the name again?
It was called the Sheriff's Posse.
The Sheriff's Posse. Okay, continue.
Because it was actually like where the sheriffs would hang out, right? And then we go rent those rooms. And on the weekends, that was where we would just imagine just a group of angry emo kids with the swooshes and the snake bites and all this. Just
sounds
making
racist.
music.
I don't like it.
Sounds
I don't even like the name Sheriff's Posse. It sounds racist as shit. I don't like it. I don't like nothing about it.
All I know is when it comes to like creative names and bands,
That's so
I don't know
funny.
what name I haven't heard from Don.
I know.
He's got them
Well,
all.
we used to have a really great time, and so the point is that it started with that, and then it branched into like metal and all this, and then it started branching into hip hop, and we started doing hip hop shows and everything, which was super fun.
Dope.
I went off to LA for a while, and then when I came back during the pandemic, we started doing more shows out of Dillinger's, and that's when I first met you two.
Mm-hmm.
And so originally with Dillinger's, it was going to start just comedy,
Right.
and then it branched into like open mic music, and then the thing was, when we just said open mic music, it was like whoever wants to come make music, right? But this crazy natural progression started happening where it was local hip hop artists would come in, and if the bill was like 2 hours long, a full hour of it was just hip hop artists. And then people started spreading the word, and then it became so much that what we would do is we just had pure hip hop night.
Yeah.
It was like open mic for the first hour, and then for the next 3 hours it was hip hop night. And it got we were having people from Fort Collins come down. We were having people from South Dakota come down. It was wild. Yeah. And you two started coming, and then all of a sudden it was like bringing the people. And we had COVID restrictions at the time, so you couldn't have more than 80. Remember, it was like we couldn't have more than 80 people in the building. Yeah, everybody had masks. Oh yeah. I was hosting those, and this is what I do. We had two mics, okay? We'd give one mic, and then I would be taking the other and just dousing it in hand sanitizer and just wiping it down with Clorox, and then handing off the other when the next artist came. Grab that, wipe it down with, like, we had to do all these things.
Everybody hiding shit up there. They don't know why. They were sniffing Clorox fumes off the mic.
There's no way that the amount of bleach I was having these rappers ingest was not worse than COVID itself,
crazy.
Man. There you go. So we had these main things, but Vante and Pocketbook came, and just the reaction from people. I mean, there were so many people there every single week. It was bananas. So that's how I got introduced to you guys, and then everybody started kind of doing their own thing and everything. And I went off, started doing like the comedy stuff with Saget and Titus and those guys, and then all of a sudden it's like Ice Cube's coming to town. Vante and Pocketbook are opening up. And then it's, hey, Vante Pocketbook are headlining on Fridays, right? You guys got your own slot on Friday nights at the Plaza.
Very special shout out to Friday night.
Yes, Friday nights at the Plaza.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Sam at the city.
Yes, facts.
And the coolest part about that, the thing that made my heart warm up so much, right, is that, okay, growing up in this town, you always had CFD, and that was the big,
right.
That's when for those 10 days, that's when these huge music acts would come through to Cheyenne, right? Huge music, right? But we were always doing the underground music. And then the Lincoln came in and started to kind of become this bridge.
Right. I agree completely.
To where it was like, we can get folks who are still huge names, but then also we can fill in local spots as well and give those local folks. Now, Friday nights at the Plaza used to be just local artists. Back when I was growing up, it was just who's the local talent, who's the local this, who's local that. And then they grew so big that now they're getting, like we were talking about.
They got a budget now.
Exactly. I mean,
you're important. You got a budget. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, we're getting folks like Baby Bash in there. We're getting folks like, Twista, who never came.
303. That was fucking huge.
Right? I mean, you're getting these big names coming in. And the big... For all the local purists out there, the big complaint was, well, what about the local artists? What about the local? It used to be about local artists, and then the fact that they gave a whole headlining spot to not just local artists but hip hop, and the two of you was pretty freaking.
That was
sick.
fire, bro.
It wasn't even just hip hop. I'm pretty sure Mason Mattel got to play up there too, and he's like a folk country type singer. He's really good.
You got a big support.
They showed a lot of love with the local love today or last year, and I think this year or the next year is going to even be bigger. So
it's amazing.
I thought about this. It shocks me that not more country artists come out of Cheyenne, Wyoming.
I say that all the time.
It shocks me
all the time.
Well, yeah.
Is a great example of somebody that is.
Right.
He sounds like he needs to be on the radio.
And I've heard his stuff. I was just because when I first heard him, and I'm like, that's dope.
There's a lot of rappers here.
There's so many rappers here.
Yes.
Like, why is there not more country art? And if you like, even if you're around high schools a lot and stuff like that.
That sounds creepy when you say it like that. Why you say it like that?
You're racist ass Jarrod gang.
I mean, first you call me racist, then the way you say Let me rephrase. Dom adjunct teaches at high school. Dom gives motivational speeches at high school.
Dom hangs out.
You look at me and you go, you hang around the high schools.
Dom hangs out at the high schools like Matthew McConaughey on days they're confused. No, he does a lot at the high schools, like teaching and talking and stuff like that. But country's still popular out here. You know what I mean?
How can it not when you got CFD?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it is. I know what you're saying, and I do have to say, it's a cool transition because. So there's a young artist that is blowing up out of Cheyenne. He's on TikTok. Dude's getting hundreds of thousands of views, and he's a young 20-year-old. He's a young 20-year-old country artist. Now I'm laughing because you made this creepy. I've known him since he was 2 years old.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Wow. Now that sounds weird.
Wow.
That used to be endearing, but now I'm like, I've known him since he was 2. Just like, you hang around them 2-year-olds.
You do, don't you?
No.
They're terrible.
Yes, the terrible. No.
You know what? Y'all are doing what me and Jarrod do on sports.
That's exactly it.
I'm loving it. So no, what we used to, I've known him, friend of the family since he was 2 years old, right? And then I run into him and he's like, hey man, I'm doing some country music, and he's 20 now. He's got more facial hair than I do. And he's like, here's what I'm doing. And he sends me a TikTok, and this TikTok's got 200,000 views.
Killing it.
Just destroying it.
I love it.
Well, the thing was, is he reached out to me and he's like, all right, well, I'm writing my own music now. He's like, where I can go to record, I can go to make some music. And the first person I hit up was Vante. I was like, I know you record everything, but how do you feel about country music?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. Honestly, everybody, we've recorded steel guitars, standing bass guitars. We recorded all different kinds of genre of music. We try not to just specialize in hip hop because we love to do hip hop.
Right.
I feel like everybody deserves, even if they're outside of our genre, deserves a chance to be heard. And I got him booked, so he's coming in tomorrow.
No way, tomorrow?
Nice.
He called me today and was like, I got another song that I'm working on, so I might want to come record that too. But he'll come in tomorrow around 2.
Well, and this is what I love too, is I love it. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like now music is becoming so much more integrated with one another, you know, because when we were coming up, everything was real separated, right? It was like, this is country music, this is pop music, this is rap. The only stuff you'd hear about like crossovers was like when you know
Run DMC,
right? And like Aerosmith, me. And then when Linkin Park came out with Hybrid Theory, that was the first time I'm listening and I'm going like, this is hip hop and metal at once. This is amazing.
But you got like Nelly, you know, doing the country over and over again.
But now, like you listen to an artist like Jelly Roll. And Jelly Rolls as much, but Jelly Rolls as much on the country charts as he is on the hip hop charts,
and R&B,
as he is on the R&B charts, as he is on the rock station. Yeah. It's like, and the thing is you can tell it's just a dude who listened to all of it. And so it all naturally comes out. You know what I'm saying? It reminds
me of, and I know everybody, you know, rappers got an opinion about Post Malone, but same thing with Post Malone, you know.
Right.
He came in as a rapper and then he kind of turned into like an R&B country singer. Same thing with like Taylor Swift. She came in the country and then she like hip hop, you know.
Right.
Like I feel like everybody, I don't think you should just be, you know, in a box for your genre.
Taylor Swift's got a song with Kendrick Lamar, right? And in it, Taylor Swift has a line that says Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. Like if you were to see a quote
that was written for her.
Right. But I'm just,
Drake talks about this on his disc, just so we're clear.
Well, the thing that makes me, we'll get into that. The thing that makes me laugh is like when you see some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like Tupac, right? They got money for war, but can't feed the poor. Tupac, you know, and you're like, yeah,
that's hard. That's dope.
And then you're right. And then you see some stuff that's like, you know, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. Taylor Swift.
You're like, no shit.
That's not where I thought you were going with your image.
I don't want no beef with Swifties.
Yeah, exactly. No. But going back real quick, because I think we should throw this out. So you guys get your start coming out of presidential. Angel, I'm always, I got to give flowers where flowers due, right? The fact that you have that entrepreneurial spirit where you're like, you know what? I'm a barber. I'm going to start a barber shop, but I'm all about collaboration. Let's make it a barber tattoo shop. You know what?
I make health insurance too, if y'all didn't know. Not interested. Was it farmers? No, just go ahead.
That's it.
He's doing everything.
Yeah, exactly. You're in good hands.
Absolutely.
With Angel.
Right.
Hey,
so
reach out.
But the thing is that like then he's like, you know what? I make music too. I got a studio. Let's open up the studio in the shop. So it's not just a place where you can get fresh. It's not just a place where you can get tied up. Now you can come and record, and that's where so many local artists came. And there's actually this sounds like a riddle, but what do VanteSlayedIt, Pocketbook Prophet, Angel Maldonado, and Jelly Roll all have in common, Mr. Angel?
Talent.
Oh, get out of here. Come on.
Tracks, man. Music.
Yes,
you know
yes. Listen,
Tracks
I mean,
music.
we have, I don't know.
You're dropping yours with Jelly Roll on your birthday.
I mean,
I was about to ask, like, are we talking about this?
We probably are talking about it right now.
We're talking about it, man. We got 1 week.
We got 7 days.
Check it out. We got a hidden gem, you know, for years, and it's good you brought it up that way. Do me one favor now, since we got to turn the lights on. This is a different part of the segment. Hit that switch.
Oh,
get these lights.
All right. We're gonna
do that real fast.
We're gonna get the mood lighting going right now. Mood lighting.
Now, real talk. Because now we're about to turn on the lights. You know what I mean? And it's always been inspiring to give
over
it
here.
back. Right here on the bottom, right here. The switch on the last board.
Down at the bottom.
Right here.
Wait, I can't see.
Black box. And just turn it.
There you go.
So now we're gonna turn the lights on one time again for the city, because that's what it's always been about. Ever since I came here, regardless of being from Brooklyn, New York, or just bringing all my exciting attributes that I could give to a community from what I've learned through growing, and like, you know, just reciprocating that value back, understanding my purpose and what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So just like you said, barbershop, my idea to go with a first tattoo barbershop out here, bringing that culture, then opening up a studio, making it available, regardless if I was doing the music at the time. You know, I have music, you know, there's some files that never came out. You know what I'm saying? And I showed more love than I gave to myself. So and incorporating that, I was fortunate enough to do a song with Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for the longest time, you know, and it wasn't for this play or that play, or you know, Jelly Roll's coming back to the city. But it's like, shoot your shot and let's see what we could do for the city.
Yeah, Angel has a song with Jelly Roll.
Big fact.
Angel's got a song with Jelly Roll himself. And here's the crazy thing. They announced that Jelly Roll's coming to CFD.
This is for the second time because he was here before.
That's right. He was with Nelly.
So,
that's right.
He came in. He was more of like an opening act.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And just so we're making this clear real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could have did this play when he came last time.
Right,
right,
exactly.
I could have did this play years ago.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's why I say all praise to the Most High, because the best time is always the right time.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, doing this and then more music to come out of this as well. You know what I mean? And it's just showing another part of these roots.
Right.
How we soiling different and how we coming out the ground better together. You know what I mean?
So here's the thing is that like, you know, Jelly Roll's blowing up like crazy. As far as like, he came last year, or maybe 2 years ago, opened up for Nelly. And then in this time, he's gotten a Grammy. He's gotten, you know, he's doing all this stuff. Billboard Music Awards. He's getting Best Artist Awards.
Yeah.
He's blowing up like crazy, right? You got like Kelly Clarkson covering Jelly Roll songs on her show.
Facts.
And then my boy Angel Maldonado is sitting here and he goes, yeah, you know, just casual because he's Angel.
Randomly.
Just randomly, we're talking. He goes, you know, I got a track with Jelly Roll.
And
I was like, hold on. What?
No,
And so real quick though, tell the story.
So this is
how
how
this
it
happened.
went. This is the second part of how Presidential went from the tattoo barbershop.
Yeah.
And we changed from Capitol, we went to Central.
Yeah.
So I just happened to be playing it. Me and Drop up messing around with a beat he made.
Yeah.
And then I started spitting to it. He's like, yo, that's fire. Like, let's record that. And it already had a hook.
Yeah.
The track's called Cinnamon. So my brother Drop did the beat. I spit this fire verse over it. Of course, I gotta say it's fire. You know, it's my verse.
Yes,
I think it was pretty good, honestly. I think it's pretty good. So we're playing it in the shop.
Yep.
And this client is like, yo, who the hell is this?
So this is just some dude getting his hair cut, right?
Seriously,
Just pops in.
His name's Jason. He was coming to my shop quite a bit. And we just happened to be playing it.
Yeah.
I didn't know this guy was into music, any connections to music. We was just playing it like, figuring out like, did I sound good right there? Did we record that part? And he's like, yo, who the hell is this? So we kind of looking like, that's me. He's like, yo, that shit is fire. It sounds like some New York shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, what if I could get Jelly Roll on this? I'm like, who's Jelly Roll? No, I'm serious, no disrespect.
Because this is back in like what, 2000?
Right.
15?
And I'm like, who's Jelly Roll? And he's like, I got connections saying, go ahead, go check him out. So I look at him, I'm like, see this big dude, white dude, tattoos.
Right.
He's spitting some fire though too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got a different swag, different style, but I'm like, you think he's gonna want to get on this? He's like, I'm gonna send it to the agent and we'll see what we could do.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
And then next thing you know, I'm spitting my verse and then we get the verse back and he started his verse the same way I started my verse.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I got you, bro. And then he started his verse the same way. So I'm like, oh, that shit is fire. Like, he must have liked it.
Yes.
And then it's just been a hidden gem. So I'm like, you know what? The city's doing good. There's a lot of good love, a lot of light shining. Thank you for everybody saying Citizen of the Year, but I couldn't do without everybody on this panel and the people who ain't here, this whole community. So when we're starting to highlight each other and we're showing this unity in our community, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something to spark it even more. We're gonna light up again. So that's really how I'm looking at it.
So we're releasing a track on
420 on my birthday. We
420 on his birthday.
420. So check this out. You heard it here on WyOriginal first.
Let's go.
You heard it on the Voice of the State with Vante, with Pocketbook.
And honestly, not to cut you off,
no.
It was good to share this as well as then doing something big, because this is big artists in this town. Let's make a fact and a note of that real quick.
Look,
VanteSlayedIt, Pocketbook Prophet, powerful lyricists. They also do community services.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Wyoming Waves popping. So it's nice to share this light with brightness. You know what I mean?
love it.
This is what I'm saying. But this is the thing, is that look at what happened out of the presidential barbershop. All right. And this is what I'm trying to say. Angel and I, we're going to be going into, because we hang around the high school.
I told y'all. This is not even the high school. This is the middle school. All day. Even worse.
Because we hang around they asked us to come in and do a little bit of motivation, motivational speaking for the kids, seventh and eighth grade at Johnson. And so Angel and I have been batting around like, well, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to tell them? And here's the thing is that Angel's a perfect example of this because they always say success happens when preparation meets opportunity, right? Yes. Now, the thing is, what you can't control is you can't control opportunity. You cannot control that. That's the luck factor. But what you can control is your preparation, which means what are you doing every day? How many hours are you putting in? How much work are you putting into this? How much dedication are you putting into it? How much time are you tightening up your flow, making sure the songs are sounding good, making sure this is in the right place, right time? You know what I mean? And that's driven by passion.
Absolutely.
Right? And so then the thing is then when opportunity knocks, you're ready. Rather than having, and because I've had this in my life, I've had opportunity knock and I'm like, I can't make it. I'm not ready. I haven't even put my pants on. So I'm like,
it's a fact.
so I'm like,
you can't go outside without putting your pants on.
I ain't ready.
It's a fact. You're not ready.
And so the thing is though, is that look at this, because again, one of the most amazing things is that we're entering into a new era of existence, in my opinion, where the old way is I have an idea. Let's do what works. Let's make a barbershop. Let's make hip hop music. Let's just do this thing. But now what it is it's like, why are we bound by that? Right? Let's make a barbershop. And you know what? Let's team up with a tattoo place. Let's put that together. Let's put a studio in the back. Let's get some music out of there. Right? So then Angel's making some music over here and opportunity knocks. Boom. Dude comes in, goes, hey, this is good. I got a dude named Jelly Roll who might be interested. 10 years later, Jelly Roll's one of the biggest dudes on earth, right? Meanwhile, you got these young dudes coming in going, yeah, we got a sound. We're working on it. I'm Vante, I'm Pocketbook. You guys making this music. And then all of a sudden, the city starts blowing up. They go, hey, we got Ice Cube coming in.
Not once,
but twice. So we need someone to open up for it. Who's got their stuff ready? Who's ready to go? Who can show us this on a dime?
Yeah, we're ready.
You know what I mean? And then they're there. Then the city, Friday nights at the plaza, they blow up. They're getting huge acts. They go, we want to show love to the city. Who's prepared? Who's been working? Who's been putting in the hours? Who's on the caliber that can handle this? They're there. They're ready. You know, now Ice Cube comes to town. Who's he call up? Right? Gotta have my dudes back. So the thing is you never know what can come of your passion. You never know what can come of your ideas. You never know what can come of your dreams. But I can promise you the only way to have these opportunities happen is through that hard work, through that dedication, through exactly. So let me ask you, going back now.
Let's go back a little
Let's go back a little bit. How did it come to pass that you guys got to open for Cube in the first place?
So we had put in obviously we put in a request like, hey, we know Cube's coming. So we hit up the owners of the Lincoln.
Shout out to John and Renee.
Yeah, shout out to John and Renee.
Great people. They've given us a lot of great opportunities, but we talked to them and they were like, we don't really know who's going to be opening. We're going to get a hold of you guys if at all. Right. And we only had, I think we got told we were opening 3 days before.
No way.
Talk about having to be
like
way.
3 or 5 days. I can't remember. But like there was other artists that put in.
Basically, it came down to we got chose out of Cube's management, kind of went through the roster.
Yes.
And just so we want to make this clear, that was an email if anybody wants proof of that.
Yeah. There's an email.
I would print that shit out.
No. I'm really saying this because
on my wall.
Not that we gotta do these things, but also encouragement, man. You gotta work hard for the things you want to enjoy. Forever.
Right.
Not just play with it, dabble in it. Because you could do that too. I'm not saying don't do that. If that's something you want to do. But the proof's in the pudding. Right. Sometimes, people like receipts. So it's nice that we have those. And this is an actual fine print in email.
Right.
Like, the management team thought you guys were the ones for the deal.
Yeah.
So just so we out there and we clear, there's no bias in our community. I see this community great. We do great things together separately, in combo, uniquely, however we're doing it. So this is for everybody listening, tuning in, for the upcoming. Whoever needs to hear this, because this is a fact. I'm getting chills saying this shit because now it's starting to hit different.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to see a lot of great people, great things happening And if you're getting a little nervous because you don't understand what's going on, ask questions.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody here that's scared to share it, show it, and give love to it.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I don't want to hear this, I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that. I need you to feel yourself first. You need to look in the mirror. You need to challenge yourself to be the better effort of respect yourself, check yourself, love yourself, understand yourself, your purpose more than anything.
Yep. Yes.
So before you start hating and throwing stones at the glass house when you live in it yourself, understand hard work has been put in for a long time.
Yes.
Long time. So start giving love to when cats get opportunities.
Yes.
Start not being afraid of asking for some help.
Don't play a hate.
You know what I'm saying? No, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to like point fingers and look at nobody sideways. I'm saying this out of passion because we got to start showing love to the people around us. You want this city on the map. You want this situation on the map.
It's beneficial.
The only way it's going to happen is I don't care who's first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Let the line continue. That's good to have a line.
Yes.
That's good to have a line. But at the end of the day, let's start showing support, love to the people who are constantly deserving it, putting in the effort for it in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I just really need to say that because there's real receipts out here to prove ain't nobody playing nobody. Everybody wants to see each other win. Yep. But at the end of the day, like Dom said, Dom said, when the time meets the opportunity, are you ready?
You prepared.
Proper prepreration prevents poor performance. Understand?
Yes,
that was great alliteration.
That was beautiful.
That was dope.
That was beautiful.
Like
well, no, I just had to say that because
I got chill saying it, and I'm not like I said. It's not to offend, hurt nobody's feelings, but sometimes, man, this is constructive criticism. I had to sit in a place almost 2 years ago. I'm almost 2 years sober. You know, that's a great thing. You know what I mean? I've challenged myself to find myself, respect myself, love myself, care about myself. My wife encouraging me. Thank you, Maureen. My children, my brothers on the set. So let's start showing love to everybody when it's time to give them their flowers, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Brother.
Exactly. And, you know, I heard a saying once, right, where a guy said, you know, sometimes everybody wants to have the biggest building in the city, but sometimes it's easier to do that by just throwing stones at everybody else's building rather than building yours high. You know what I'm saying? Someone starts getting high, you're like, how do I get the demolition crew to tear that down so that mine can be bigger? Rather than everybody building together. Because here's the thing, there's this misconception, like in all art. I'm an actor, I'm a stand-up. In my realm, you hear about this too. It's competitive. Right? Who's going to get the part? There's only one part, you know, and everyone's going for the part and people get mad when they don't get the part. Oh, why'd that guy get yours? Not me. And it can get vicious. Right. But one thing that I was taught very gratefully by very successful people is they were like, no. Sir, you've heard it's all who you know, right? It's all who you know. So rather than having the mindset of, I got to get this. And if I don't get this, fuck them. Fuck whoever got it. It should have been me. Instead of that, you go, you know what? I tried for this. You got it. Congratulations. You know what? I went out for this. That's not the right move for me, but it is the right move for you. So I'm going to tell them about you. And then you get up. And then when you get an opportunity, they go, oh, you know what? Yeah, you come on. There's a reason that so many like famous folks in the acting world come in pairs. Like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were best friends, right? Or you had, this is an old thing, nobody under the age of 40 is going to get this. But like, but like Dustin Hoffman, Gene Hackman, and Robert Duvall were roommates, right?
Yeah. Or all of the Adam Sandler crew.
All the Adam Sandler crew.
They were. He brought all his people with him.
Or you look at like any of those dudes like Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen and all, they're all friends.
That's his people,
And so what happened was one got a big break, worked their way up, and then when they were in a position where someone said, well, hey, who else can we get for this? They go, I got a guy.
Facts.
And you help each other out rather than you get in, exactly, and then you close the door and be like, nah, screw you, you can't come in here, right?
Fuck you. No.
Or
get out of here.
Or you get to a point where you get in, and then you know, then the opportunity opens and someone asks you, hey, who can we bring up? Well, it's not going to be the motherfucker who's been talking shit.
Right. Why am I going to motivate
promote
you?
It's not going to be that guy.
That's a big reason why we started doing shows together, actually, is because I would get offered a show like, hey, I got offered, what was it? UBI. From Strange Music.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, let's go do this show. And then he's like, hey, I got offered this show. And then
that's dope.
We just
I like
kept
that.
bringing each other. And then, but after a while, we just we had a whole set list, and that was right
That's
before
what I'm
we
saying.
started doing Cube.
Yeah.
And right before we did Coolio too, we had started putting together this kind of the set list together.
Yeah.
Right,
We
right.
just kept bringing each other. We were like, hey, we could both have more shows, or we could individually.
And Vontae, you said
Yeah.
something interesting. You said the first time y'all did a show, or y'all did it separate. And you said the second time y'all did it together, and you said the vibe was different.
Oh yeah, completely different. Like, well,
noticeably.
and we would
See,
have,
that's crazy.
we would have our own separate sets. Like, I'd be like, all right, Prophet, you're gonna come up like on the 4th and 5th song or something, or he would do vice versa.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
these ones were strictly just us two, you know what I mean? And then it just kind of popped off. Like, you while you're rapping by yourself, you don't usually have your own hype man.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta find one person that knows all your stuff and is gonna be able to hype your stuff up. But
That's a fact.
if you are creating music with someone and like I'm recording him and he's recording me,
Yeah.
and we're able to like study each
It's
other.
organic.
It's organic.
That's,
We just
that's beautiful.
can bring it out easy. So
That's what I'm saying. And so, like, this is a shout out to all Cheyenne musicians.
Facts.
Like, look, especially in this place, man, the opportunities are endless. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a spot where we're not like in LA where it costs way too much money
Right.
to rent out a venue. You know what I mean? Where like in LA, it's like if you want to go in the back of a pawn shop for an hour, that's
Facts.
$3,000.
Facts.
You know, like that's not what we do around here.
Facts,
Around here,
man.
there's so many places that just want to have some local music, want to have some entertainment, want to have some good stuff going. And so if you put it on, it's like now we have a place to showcase. Now we have a place to shine. Now we have a place to bring everybody in, no matter
Mhm.
what. You know what I mean? And then as opportunities come or opportunities grow, we're all growing together. It's like I like to say we're making the network, right?
Like
You know
they
what I'm
say,
saying?
your network determines your net worth.
There you
That's what
go.
I'm
If
saying.
that's what you're in this for as well.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. And so you know, shoot, man, it's like any big opportunity since the beginning, right? It's like I was close friends from those emo days. This is a true story, man. From those emo days,
from your
those
sheriff posse?
those
Your sheriff-
racist emo days.
The sheriff posse. Hey, whatever, man. Go ahead.
From them racist emo days. I was in a band and we had one fan. I'm not making this up. We had one fan. And this was this kid. He was, yeah.
His name was Stan.
It was my, yeah.
Damn.
It was my mom. No, my mom, in all seriousness, my mother hated my music. Anyway, my dad especially, my dad's an Italian guy. He's like, what the hell is this?
Your dad hates
shit?
everything, though.
Yeah, he hates everything.
That's
He
a
hates
compliment.
everything. I'd be like, Dad, we won the battle of the bands. He's like, that's like telling me you're the king of a pile of shit. He's a hardcore guy. Anyway, nah,
He is.
he is. So here's the point though, is that we had one fan, right? And he was this young kid. He follows around. He bought all of our merch. He bought all of our CDs. This was the craziest one is I used to work in his guitar store and he came up to me and he goes, dude, I figured out your song. And he actually, we didn't even have recordings. He came to so many of our shows. He figured out one of our songs on guitar. That kid was Hamilton Bird.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. He was our one fan. And the thing was then, you know, college comes, my band breaks up, I move on.
Dope as shit.
I come back to Cheyenne, I become the radio DJ. Well, Ham loved that local scene that he
Yeah.
ended up taking it over.
No
So
lie.
he ends up bringing in all these people, crazy people. He brings in like Psycho Stick and he brings in like just weird old acts and it's growing. Well, then he goes, hey Dom, I think I'm going to bring in Afro Man. Right. And now the thing is though, is that he goes to me and he's like, hey, I want you to MC the show. I want you to come and MC the whole thing. Right. And I'm like, all right, man. So that's how we get connected because he comes into Presidential and
I got
Tribe. He has
Of course.
Tribe and Presidential sponsor the show. Right. And then that's how we get linked up. From doing the Psycho Stick show that he brought in, he also brought an Alien Ant Farm before that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He brought an Alien Ant Farm. I hosted Alien Ant Farm. That's what got me the job at the radio station,
Dope.
93.7 KZ. So I'm hanging out at KZ. I'm now the DJ. He's bringing in Afro Man. The radio station gets a host that. We come in with Angel and Tribe and they sponsor the whole thing. And now we're like on charge of all this stuff. You know what I mean? And it all came from this local music thing.
Dope.
I will tell you,
So
this is a
dope.
true story, and I might be lying. So, and I think we're past the point of I can get sued for this or in trouble.
Yeah, it'll be
So
all right.
Here we go.
Rewind.
I got so high with Afro Man, and this is why.
Love it.
I no, and the
Hey,
thing is,
man,
I'm
you're
sober.
good,
This
you're
was the
good.
last time. This was in 2010.
Don't give a date. Don't tell on yourself.
No,
Just-
no, it's
just say that was the last
ago.
time.
No. It was
Because I'm sober now. I've been sober
Right.
since this day, actually. But the thing was I'm Afro Man goes to Laramie, and I'm headlining the event, and I can't find. Or I'm sorry, Afro Man can't find the venue. He doesn't know where it is, right? He's looking, and he's like, he's calling Ham on the phone, and he's like, I don't know where this place is, and so he's supposed to be on, and Ham goes to me and goes, dude, you got to stall. You got to do something. I said, all right. So I get up and I start doing a little bit of stand up. You know what I mean? Like, but about after 5 minutes, the crowd's like, is this a stand up show?
Like, shut the fuck up. Where is Afro Man? Get out of here.
So I go,
This isn't fucking Afro Man.
Exactly. They're like, nobody asked for Jufro, boy.
Like, get out of here.
What is going on?
Jufro.
So he goes, so the thing is, I'm sitting there, I'm just rapping, whatever. And then I go to Trin at Tribe Zoo, right? And I go, Trin, I got an idea. Are you good with giving away a free tattoo? And he's like, a small one. I said, all right. I get on stage and I say, hey, we're going to do a rap battle for a free tattoo because Tribe Zoo Tattoos, sponsoring this. Whoever can get up and do a rap battle, like all these people, freestyle battle, winner of the freestyle battle gets a tattoo. So I'm pulling people on stage. People are freestyling and all this stuff. There was like, some were terrible, some were all right.
Yeah.
Dude wins. We give him the tattoo right as Afro Man comes
That's perfect.
in.
That's
right?
perfect.
So I'm like, so Afro Man's opener goes up. Now we had a VIP room. This VIP room, I'm not making this up, was a couch, a red leather couch in the corner with a shower curtain that we installed 2 hours before.
See, that just builds character. That's all that is.
Let's go.
I love
People
it.
paid to go to the VIP room with Afro Man, and what it was a couch with a shower curtain that we shut. So I shut the shower curtain.
Sounds creepy as shit now.
I shut the shower curtain. Afro Man's in there, and the thing is he goes, hey man, he's like, were you the guy who stalled for me? I said, yeah. And he passes me a joint. Now listen, at the time, I was 1 year sober. Okay. I was 1 year sober, but this is Afro Man. Okay. You can't turn down a joint from Afro Man. That's like, listen, I'm
fair.
Jewish, but if the Pope was like, can I give you a blessing? I'm not going to be like, no, thank you.
Nah,
I'm
man,
going to be like,
good.
bring it on. You know what I'm saying? So Afro Man, let's see this joint. And I decide I'm going to pull a Bill Clinton. I'm not going to inhale. I'm just going to have it around my mouth. Thank you, Mr. Man. Sir Afro Man.
Sir Man. Thank you.
So I go like this. I take it. I go, yeah, thanks. And then I pass it. Now, here's what I didn't account for. This was from Afro Man. So he's not rocking
just regular
light
weed.
stuff.
Nah.
You know what this wasn't diet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I just remember he goes on, he starts playing Colt 45. And I go to like send a text, to my son's mother, like I may be late coming home tonight. And then like the lights on my phone start mixing with the lights on the stage. And I can like hear colors. And I'm like, what is happening? My tongue starts getting sewn to the roof of my mouth. You know what I mean? And I don't know. So anyway, I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting there like, what the? My son's mother shows up and like to pick me up. And she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong? I'm having an amazing time. And she goes, Dominic, all you texted me was, holy shit, please help. Oh,
This is your brain.
yeah.
Don't try this at home.
That was the last time. It's a true story. It's the last time I did that. It was with an Afro Man. And what I'm saying is it was all thanks to Angel at the presidential
That's what we're getting back to. That's what it was.
What I'm saying is that I don't know what he's saying. You know what I mean? But I do know he had an experience.
Yeah, an experience.
I do understand.
But anyway, wrap it all up. The point is, from that's how we started messing with Tech 9. We started getting the tech shows. We started getting all the stuff that came in from that. Machine Gun Kelly.
Yo, and on some real stuff, man.
Who's also coming to CFP.
That's dope.
Shout out to Bird because he was a big part of the beginning
He
of
started
me,
all
like,
that.
I see this, and that kind of inspired me. Like, all right, well, cool, we're gonna start doing this thing.
Hamilton,
The studio came right
Yes.
after the collab with the tattoo shop.
Hamilton Bird, he was the first one to put me on for my very first stand-up special. He was the first sponsor of this podcast. So, well, my point is, all of that happens through collaboration.
Community
You know what I'm
connections,
saying? Rather than thinking I got to do it myself and I got to tear
Showing love,
down
man.
anybody else who's not doing it. So it's all good. It's all crazy. Now, while we're on the subject of controversy,
I got one more thing.
okay, last thing.
So, because we found out how they got it the first time.
Yes,
right? And
yes.
I did want to know how the
How
second.
do you get it the second
How the
time?
second
Like,
time
no.
come
This
around?
is some real stuff because it's like this is Ice Cube. Our city got wild, got crazy. We got a mural.
Yeah, I know.
At Prime Zoo
Yes.
of Ice Cube.
We got a
It went
whole
up in like a
mural.
week. Like, yo, he's coming.
Yeah.
Who's willing to do this?
That was
Eddie Fernandez.
Eddie, yeah.
That was Eddie from Paint
But it's
Slam.
right there at the Tribe, right around the
Yes.
corner from the venue.
Yeah.
So he's up there. You get it the first time. So everybody's like putting in their chips now. Like, I'm putting in my request. I want to
Yes.
and they get it the second
They got it
time.
twice.
Again. So what happened this time around?
How does that happen 2 times?
Well, after Cube, we did the Plaza show. And I feel like after seeing, because we brought the whole wave, it wasn't just me and Vante.
Facts.
As far as, bringing up people and collaborating, we brought about 9 people on stage.
Yeah.
No way.
Facts.
So we brought
Fire jerseys
anyone
too.
Yeah, thanks. That was all him. That was all him, man. He was the genius behind that. No, after I think we did the Plaza, people saw the potential of like all of us working together, and that's kind of how we got booked. We got booked as like Wyoming Waves as a group.
I love it. Yeah.
And we're choosing to bring up all of the homies that we're working with.
That's
Not
fire.
us too. Again, we're not trying to hog the spot
That's
again.
fire.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
Breaking a little bit of our show time off with Young Fred, Bone C, a newcomer Wentz, and my dog Savage Green.
Love it.
Oh man!
Shout out
See, and
to
these
that.
these are all the folks that were coming for Dillinger.
Let's get a round of applause
All
for that,
of
bro.
That's dope.
'Cause that's what we're talking about right now. That's exactly what we're talking
Savage,
about.
Green, Young Fred. I mean, that's amazing. These are all the and you know what else I love is the fact that it's Wyoming Waves. Ice Cube's coming to Cheyenne, and who's he bringing up? Wyoming Waves.
I love it. We need a wait. We need a cipher. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We gonna do a
We need a
cipher.
cipher.
Oh, what are we
Speaking
talking
of
about?
which,
Come on. What do we got?
We did a cipher. We have a video out for it up on YouTube.
Dope.
On the Wyoming Waves page.
Yeah.
Wyoming
Okay.
Waves. Check it out. Check it out for the cipher.
We're gonna be doing that live at Ice Cube. We're also adding we're adding Wentz onto it because he's the only guy gonna be on stage that didn't
do. Okay.
So,
But he's a great addition to it. So it's gonna be
Perfect time to promote that cipher. Then we're gonna have to check this out,
amazing.
man. I want to check this out.
that boom bap, that boom bap OG hip hop shit.
Love it.
Yes.
See what I'm talking about? And that's all it takes. You know what I mean? And just respecting the craft. You see what I'm saying? So how could you not round of applause, give flowers to the fact that we coming with the whole wave, baby.
I like it.
Like, yeah, I'm VanteSlayedIt.
Fire, man.
This is
Fire.
Pocketbook Prophet, but we coming with the whole wave this time around.
Yeah.
Like that's
dope.
the effort we're talking about.
That's
you know what
amazing.
I'm saying?
And all of
Because
the artists too are like so mad different. Like there's a lot of variety between
Facts.
Savage and
Yeah.
Lance. Everybody got their own style, but coming together, it works.
Dope. I like that.
That's so
cohesive.
exciting.
How?
I mean, just the idea that Cube's coming to town.
Right.
And what do they get? But almost like a buffet of Wyoming hip hop. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fire. That's nothing. Nothing but opportunity, like you said. And y'all ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I want to get in the names because I'm be honest with you. This was man. I think maybe like a year ago or so because we've been doing the podcast for a while now. But Pocketbook Prophet, I gotta be honest. It's probably the dopest name.
It's a
I've
dope
ever heard.
name.
And I
It's
think
a
the
super
first time
dope
I heard
name.
it, I was like, God damn, that's the flyest fucking rap name I ever heard.
yeah.
How do we come around his name?
Actually, shouts to my dog Javi for that.
Shout out to Javi.
Yeah,
shout out to Javi, man. Thank you.
We were back in my trailer in West Winds. We were freestyling in my living room, and he's like, "Dude, you're like a prophet or something. You always got some shit to say."
Yeah,
and it resonated with me for a few days, and I rolled with that and picked the rest.
So
But
far.
I had a whole notebook full of shit that I was like, "Nah, that's not it."
Yeah, names are hard to do, man. So I was like, "Nah, that's a perfect
Way
damn
hard,
name, bro."
Yeah. So the inspiration came from Javi, but I, kind of crafted it myself after that. And then the first time that I went on at that Mozzie show, that was the first time I used that name officially, and my whole set list fucked up. Like, none of my tracks played, and I had to freestyle over some beats. And I decided that I did it well enough that night that I earned that name.
He's like, that's it. I love it, man.
Yes. Nice.
What about you?
Vante is a popular name in the hip hop community.
Nope. Okay.
So, like, when I first started, I posted my music online as Vante. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I went to go look up my name, and it was just like Vante, and there was like 30 other Vante. Oh no, how they gonna find out how they gonna know me or whatnot? So I was just like, all right, well, I'm starting to produce, I'm starting to make beats and stuff. How can I spice this up?
Yeah.
I mean, and Mike Will made it. Shout out Mike Will made it.
Yeah.
Produced a lot of stuff for Gucci and whatnot. It has inspired me in my style of beats. So it's like VanteSlayedIt. It can't be Vante made it, but VanteSlayedIt.
Yeah.
Because it's not just I'm me making shit. I'm killing whatever I decide.
That sounds dope, though.
I love it. It's so good.
Wasn't you Vante the realist for a second?
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks.
Hey, but yo.
I start lying.
Yo, it's all good because if he was the realest, this is the realest shit going on right the fuck now.
Absolutely.
Fuck up. This is real right now.
That's
this
what I'm saying.
nothing,
And clearly VanteSlayedIt, or else they wouldn't have asked him back.
That's right.
Facts.
I love good origin stories, man. You know what I mean? Like I love how they got, how they got their names and stuff like that.
And I know you guys are super involved in the community too. You guys are doing a lot of stuff, even the stuff you guys are doing over at Blue Raven, right? Like I stopped by. There was like a big fundraiser for
Alienation.
The Alienation, right? They were doing the Alienation donation for the animals.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They were just with Jasmine at the venue.
Yeah,
and
tell
they
me
put
about
an
it.
event together as well.
Yeah, how was it? What was it?
That was poverty prevention. We did a fundraiser for poverty prevention, Laramie County, United Way of Laramie.
Yeah. Okay. I did hear that. Okay.
We grew with them and Jasmine from the Louise venue. Raised over $1,500 in 2 hours.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
We've done suicide awareness or prevention at Ernie's next door with Grace for Two Brothers.
Yes.
And then, we're doing as many fundraisers or
we got your back.
We got your back for
sure.
Can't forget about
I never heard of that one.
I should look.
He's rapping. We got your back right here.
Not to humble brag.
Yeah.
It's just good to be able to give back.
Absolutely.
I know the business side kind of kills some people's dreams or whatever. They feel like money is too much, but it's also good to have a little bit to give back along the way. I get my hair cut by this guy once or every other week, so I'm already motivated to give back a little bit.
Do you know how easy it is? And I had I have a buddy over at Michelle DeHoff over at Jonah. Do you know how easy it is? Like when you want to do something in the community, you're like, hey, I got this idea. Do you know how easy it is for them to say yes when they look at your track record and say, look at what all you've done. Absolutely, we got your back. And also, no pun intended.
Yeah. but also, it's such a cool thing, man, because as we're getting on and everything, the stigma's changing. You know what I mean? Hip hop used to be this stigma of like, it's dangerous, it's violent, it's this, it's that. Same thing with heavy metal at our racist ass shows. Yes,
tattoo, dude. I used to think tattoos are like taboo. Like you can't get a job. You can't get a this. You can't get a that. White people cross the street as soon as they see a tattoo.
Exactly, Jelly Roll just won all these awards. And
with his face is all done up.
No disrespect to that, but I'm just saying you used to be judged for that.
It
you wouldn't even make it if you had a tattoo.
And now look at it. It's like there's so many cool things happening in the community with local music. And it's like, let's collaborate. Also, who can we help out with this? Also, who can we entertain? That's what community's all about.
That's huge.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if that exists anywhere else, but I'm really glad that it exists here. And I'm really glad you guys are doing it. And I'm even more glad you guys are getting your flowers and the respect that you deserve for doing it. So I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
So now we gotta get it wrapped up here in just a sec, but I know it goes too fast. It went too fast. We gotta have him back on. We gotta have him back on after the show.
You always gotta have another last.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I want to ask y'all. So tell us not only about the show, but that's coming this Thursday. Right. We got Thursday. Y'all are opening up for Cube again. April 18th at the Lincoln, and then what's next? What all do you guys got in the works? What all do you got that you want to share?
So on the day that we open for Ice Cube, I'm dropping my album Mixed Emotions on all platforms. It's a it's a 9-track project. I got a couple shout outs for Angel on there. Showing a little bit of love. Pretty much just showing that the game comes with like highs and lows or mixed feelings, mixed emotions. You can't just like think, oh man, this is the life that you want to live. There's other things that come with it. So be on the lookout for that. We got some shows coming up all summer. I got one at the Louise, I believe, at the end of May. We got one June 1st in Laramie. And the schedule's still building up along the way. So just keep a lookout for us.
Also, I'm gonna be dropping alongside his album the day before Cube, the 15th. I'm dropping a single, Renegade, and I'm gonna drop Renegade.
Thank God.
Yeah. You know it's fire when his counterpart's like, God damn, it's about time.
No, that's going to be a single off my upcoming album.
Okay.
That one's going to drop in the summertime. I don't quite have a drop date.
Sick.
Yeah, look out for that this summer. Yeah,
Love
that's going to be like 21 songs. It's a big
Damn,
album.
I love it.
Wow. Where can everybody follow you? Where can they find all this? Where can they get it when it drops?
You can get it on all platforms. If you like Deezer, if you like Amazon, if you like Spotify, if you like YouTube,
Apple Music,
anything. Just look up for it on
WyOriginal.
April 18th.
WyOriginal.
No,
That's it. No, we're gonna make some noise about it.
Hey,
we're gonna make
sure
some noise.
y'all go check out Angel's track on April 20th with Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Appreciate that.
That's a good. It's a smoke song for 420.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not. I just was like, it's my birthday.
Hell yeah.
And it was just like, there's a lot of things in files I've never put out.
That's
you know what I mean? I was always giving it back to the community. We looking for artists. We wanted to put this community on the map because the platform and the file was here. It just wasn't getting out as frequent. There was no real platforms for it. So when presidential, Funeral Friday was huge. It started engaging people to want to check it out.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? What like this music is all about.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get everybody. You can't select everybody. You want to put everybody on, but you want to make it as effective as possible. But more importantly, you want to show that the community's here for it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So all the things we did were to be effective to motivate, inspire, and create.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So
there it is.
Now it's like, the city to me is lit. I'm being serious, man. It's lit. Like you're seeing so many people come up doing great things. So it was like, you know what? I'm shooting my shot, bro. I've never shot a shot out a presidential or anything I did other than showcase and show love to everybody who was in it. And I'm not mad about that. It was all love still.
Angel gotta have like a fucking CD-ROM drive somewhere full of just beats and
I got some and I got some other dope beats. I know this is I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is just one of other features I've got with actual dope features from people on. So it's just look, the city lit. I want to help keep embracing that lit and just get it brighter and brighter. And with these guys doing the same thing, Pocketbook Prophet, VanteSlayedIt, this WyOriginal platform. Let's just keep lighting this place up, man, because eventually we're going to get on that CFD stage. That's always been a huge goal to get on that platform and encourage CFD to do the same thing.
That's a community goal right there. So if y'all are trying to be on the way with us, we're trying to get there.
This is like a real effort. So it was just like, you know what? I want to drop that to just help the inspiration keep going.
That's love though, bro. That's tight, man. I'm glad you did.
So
I'm glad you did. I
really want to do that, and it just happens to be my birthday.
Yes.
And I got a lot of good things going on personally, just within myself. I'm in a better space for myself, so I'm just inspired to like do this for the community for real. That's really why I'm doing it. All praise to the Most High. I give all my purpose to the Most High, and just and thankful and grateful to have a lot of great people in my life. A lot of things have changed, and I'm happy about that. So I feel good to just keep on collaborating and doing things to keep it all lit up.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
On 420, we're going to get lit.
420, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I really believe that, I believe in putting things out into the universe. I believe in saying it, manifesting it, that kind of thing. So it's my hope that we're going to be able to say that we had VanteSlayedIt and Pocketbook Prophet on when they're headlining CFD and when they're going all around and when they're at the Grammy studio.
And if y'all don't come back and give us another interview, I swear, no,
I'm gonna play this. This is my receipt.
That's
This is my receipt.
That's it.
Straight like that. This is my receipt. It's a virtual receipt. We're putting it on all platforms and putting it out there. This is the biggest receipt.
I'll always show love to the place that showed me love. I could never turn my back on a place.
I do got this to ask.
So much love. So.
Before we do get away, from both of y'all, one of y'all used to say something. How could you, for the place y'all at now, from what y'all have done, you know, because it is a timeline success. It's a rewind. Yep. You know what I mean? You got to go back a little bit. I want to just hear from each one of y'all to look into this camera and how could you give some inspiring words to the ones coming up? And what would you say to them? Because they were once in your seat too.
Go for it. That's all you.
If I had to say anything, don't sell yourself short. There's a lot of people in here that are going to try and undersell your talent or make it seem like what you do has no purpose. What you have, what you bring to the table has purpose. It has content. It has context. Don't let the naysayers or haters try and detour you and make you feel like you're less than your worth. Keep believing in your worth, and your worth is just going to keep being shown to the world, and it's just going to expand. Don't stop.
Fight. I wish we had I wish we had one of Clue's bombs loaded up on that motherfucker.
That's Funk Flex.
Yeah.
Drop a bomb on it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was good, man. I don't even.
He's like, God damn it, I went first.
I think one of the biggest things is patience. Honestly, you gotta have patience. Don't ever be an artist that has too much ego and not enough talent or hard work. That's three things that all have to be balanced together at all times. It's like you do have to have an ego as an artist. You have to believe in yourself.
That's
you can't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
And you can't cut everyone else off because of your ego. So that's where your ego can get in the way. And then, you know, your connections that can be cut off too. But your patience in the game and not acting like a diva artist or, you know, like, especially when you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Just be nice to people. You're always going to make better connections by not being an asshole.
Facts, man.
A lot of people in music really have a problem with, you know, thinking their shit doesn't stink. So
that's a fact.
We're all humans. We're all people out here trying to make music and have fun, connect with people.
Hold up. We don't try on this show. We do.
We do. Yeah, exactly. We do those things. Patience. But also you can't just sit around and have patience either. You gotta work for that shit.
You gotta work for it.
You can't just say it out loud and then do nothing about it.
See an opportunity cross and then just not do nothing.
Right. It takes a long time. And one thing that has always kept me on the, like, you gotta just keep working is like every story of any artist or big artist that I know has been doing this for probably more than 10 years before they got any love or any recognition. Most successful rappers are 30 by the time, and they've been rapping since they're 17. Just like me. Yeah. So, I mean, that just stay consistent and keep doing your shit.
There was do y'all remember the band Fun? I think that's something like tonight.
Are you trying to be mean right now?
Hold on. All right. So I remember because I love that song, right? And for y'all don't know, I was Prime Minister. That came out like when I was deployed somewhere, right? So this song came out, and I remember they said in the interview that it was like, hey, tell me, you know, the song is so perfect. You know, tell me where you got the inspiration. It was like, we dropped that no-name fucking song like in New York. We did it for years, like 12 years ago, and no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
And he said, and then somebody heard it and was like, y'all want to re-record that? And then it blew up. Millions.
I'm sorry.
It's just the right hands, right opportunity.
I thought I've already told the story, man. This brings it full circle.
What?
Oh my gosh. Worst mistake.
You gonna tell me Fun was your fan? No,
listen. Worst mistake I ever made in my life, musically and professionally, ever. I said I was working at the radio station. I'm not making this up. People are going to watch this and be like, this bullshit. This is the most serendipitous thing. I was working at the radio station. Ham, right after we do Afro Man and Tech and all this stuff, he goes, Dom, I got 2 bands, okay? I want to bring them. And he's like, they're going to be huge. They haven't released an album yet. They haven't released any songs. Yeah. But they're going to be real big. He's like, I think the radio station's sponsored. I think we should do a show in Cheyenne. And he's like, here's the thing though, it's going to cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, oof, that might be steep. for the station. What are, I mean, we're a hard rock and heavy metal station. What's the band? And he goes, all right, it's 2 bands. One of them is called Fun.
Yeah. What?
And the other is called Imagine Dragons.
Well, yeah, you missed that fucking.
Now, wait. I'm not kidding. You know what I said? I looked at him and I said, Ham, this is a heavy metal radio station.
Neither one of those names.
I said, what? These bands are called Fun and Imagine Dragons. Is it a 4-year-old's birthday party?
That's crazy.
No. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Fun. What rock and roll band name is Fun? Imagine Dragons? What are we, 6? No. And I was like, hard no. And I was bragging about it. I went to the heads of the radio station. We're having cigars, and I'm like,
cigars and whiskey. Listen,
Hamilton wants to bring in some Joker-ass band called Imagine Dragons and Fun. And they were like, hope you passed on that. I'm like, big pass, boys. Big pass. Damn. And we're laughing. Who's going to waste $1,000? Cut to 6 months later. All right. And first of all, not only are we playing the song Radioactive every 15 seconds.
Dude, gosh, that song.
On the radio. But We Are Young becomes the song of the year. And then that year at Frontier Days, I go see Lady Antebellum. They come out and they start going, tonight, and the whole crowd singing, We Are Young. And all I'm hearing is they're looking at me like, you are dumb. So dumb. And I go back to him. I go, yo, hey, so you remember that Imagine Dragons idea that I thought was so great? Remember that? What's it? Can we get him back here? And they're like, yeah, for $150,000 we can now. Absolutely. You moron. Dude, and I was thinking I was so cool. Yep. Like, oh man,
you never know though. It happens. But like I said, you were like I said,
it sounds like that Jay-Z line. I could afford a crib in Dumbo. For this much.
That's it. That's what Afro Man should have done.
Guess how much that property worth today?
I could have brought Fun to town, but then I got high.
That's what it was. It was still the Afro Man.
You still was high from that.
Imagine Dragons were gonna get down. No. But I was high.
That reminded me because you're like, sitting on your couch. But yeah.
All right.
Look at, and like you said, Fun blew up. No one really knew. They recorded that song 10 years ago. Right. No one cared. And, and then someone came across it at the right moment at the right time. And look what happened. It happened.
Exactly.
All I got to say is, man, honestly, man, it's been an honor to have Wyoming Waves.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
On the set,
I'm going to come check out studio.
Congratulations on not one, but 2 chances. And now the headliners again.
Yes.
For Ice Cube at the Lincoln.
At the Lincoln, plus Fridays at the Plaza.
April 18th.
That's right.
Yep.
Time?
Doors open at 7. We go on at 8.
Yep.
And man, what a remarkable treat.
Lying. Doors open at this thing say 6:30. Why you lying? Why you?
Listen,
doors open early because last time Cube sold like his.
There you go.
We're gonna put this scan ticket at the end of the show, so you can check it out. I guess you can scan your ticket or come to Presidential. We got a bunch of these.
Dope.
You can scan and get your tickets.
That's gonna be big.
What a remarkable effort, and don't miss this one. I mean, yeah, of course, Ice Cube's there. But you're gonna get a great display of local talent from the Wyoming Waves studio.
We got
like real talk, man. So
45
congratulations,
45 minutes, yo.
And
fire.
Man, bro, what a way to represent for the town.
Represent.
That's it.
So it's a pleasure, boys. Seriously,
we're proud of you guys. Congratulations on everything. On everything. Man.
Straight up.
Appreciate
Glad you guys are doing it.
All right. That's it.
And yo, like we always do, we save a little segment for the youth. Yo, check this out. We ain't never gonna forget about you. Like we always tell you, any issues, any problems, you can reach out. Look, you got some more leaders right here who also you can reach out to. There's people in this community that don't mind listening, helping, and sharing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You could be out here in these streets not knowing what to do. You might have some interest in music. Pull up to these guys at the studio. Maybe they could be of some help to you, some inspiration to you to help change some things in your life. So that's what we always do for the youth. We always give a little bit of our segment to you. Absolutely. And we just want to keep inspiring you guys. So thank you for watching WyOriginal once again.
We out. Right. Peace. That was a hell of a good show.
That was a great show, guys.
Good shit. That shit was fire.
leave the stuff in storage. Like, I got
You want it back up?
I feel bad because yeah. Should we say especially after stairs that you know what? Fuck you, WyOriginal. Keep all that equipment. Don't even come home.